This kid is just gonna cry and cry and cry and cry. Cry and cry and cry. I get it. Life is hard. I get it. Oh, I really want this to. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk. Well, that's not going to work because that pillow is going to drive everybody crazy. I think somebody got the shits.
Well, I mean, look at her. The first day we were here, there was nothing she ate. The sun knocked her out.
People don't realize when they come to other countries, you have to be so careful with the sun, with what you eat. Like, okay, so I want to have a conversation with you guys this morning. First of all, I really just want this. Have I ever had a separation with my husband? Yes. Okay, morning, Laura. All right, so good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk. It is Thursday. We leave tomorrow to go home. So today's our last full...
It was awesome meeting you. I'll be in touch.
Oh my God, stop yelling, stop yelling, stop yelling. It's too early. Okay, thanks.
Hey, man, I can text
Anyway, it's been a great vacation. Again, I can't say it enough. If you can afford to come to the Dominican Republic, you should come. It's amazing. So I want to address a couple of things about Coffee Talk and about my marriage and about Michael and me, because I've received a lot of messages over the last few days of people overly concerned about my marriage and the conversations that I have about my marriage. And I think, you know, at first I was like, it's none of their business. I tell them enough. And then I actually realized, you guys, some of you have been watching with me for over 4 years. You know, it is your business. You know, it is. You're invested and you love us and you pray for us and it is your business. So for me, I feel like the least I can do is be as clear as I can and as honest as I can about the situation and about what it is. So, oh my God. Okay, stop yelling. Anyway, so to answer your first question, does Michael know? Yes, Michael knows. Michael knows how much I share on Coffee Talk. Michael knows that I talk about our marriage on Coffee Talk. Michael knows that it helps other people. Michael knows that people weigh in, that people have opinions. Michael knows that his parents don't like it. Michael knows, you know, Michael knows everything. One of the things that I cannot stress to you enough is that I don't keep secrets from Michael. None. Zero secrets. And I know you're thinking, but does Michael know this? Yes. Does Michael know this? Yes. I don't keep secrets from Michael. I don't live in a marriage where I have to keep secrets from Michael. Like, I could literally tell Michael, like, hey, I met a woman. I think I'm attracted to her. I'm going to call her. I don't know where it's going to go, but I want to take her to dinner. And Michael would be like, okay. I don't have to keep secrets from Michael. He didn't set up a relationship that way. We just communicate very well. Or I communicate very well, I should say. It's not to say that he likes everything that comes out of my mouth, because certainly he does not. But he appreciates the honesty. Okay? So, oh my God, you guys are as annoyed by the loud talker as I am. Okay. So the first question I get asked a lot is, does Michael know that I talk about him in our Marriage on Coffee Talk? The answer is yes. He knows. The second thing is, a lot of people feel, and I really want to address these things. You don't have to defend me. I want to have an honest conversation about them. There are people who feel that I am not appreciative of the work that Michael does with our children. I say his children when I'm referring to him, and my children when I'm referring to me. Semantics, tomato, tomato, but some people get really torn up about me saying they're his children. But whatever. Some people feel that I am not appreciative of the effort Michael makes with his children and how much he does with them and for them when I am traveling for work. Let me say this. I could not do what I do. I could not work. I could not produce. I could not make movies. I could not do what I do from Birmingham, which was the sacrifice I made. If you remember, I'm not from there. I agreed to live there with the agreement that he would pick up the slack for me so that I could continue to do what I wanted to do for work. Now, please understand that this was an agreement we made before we got married. So, you know, kind of like a covenant or some sort of like, I don't know, signed document, paper, marriage, something or other. We made this deal before we got married. He knew in asking me to leave LA and move to Birmingham, that he wanted a different life. He wanted to raise kids. He wanted all of that. And so the trade-off would be that I could still do what I love and he would hold down the fort. Now, I know it is non-conventional or non-traditional that I travel. Keep in mind, Michael travels too. Michael travels 5 months out of the year. He's gone most of the week. So don't forget that. But I know it is not as traditional for the mother to be on the road so much for work. I am well aware that I am an anomaly. I mean, a lot more women are traveling now, but yes, I am extremely appreciative that Michael is upholding the agreement he made when he moved me to Birmingham. Yes, I am extremely appreciative that he is the man he said he was and that he is doing the things he said he would do before we got married. I can't reiterate that enough. Okay? These were agreements and promises that were made before we got married. So I'm just saying. But of course I appreciate what Michael does. I can't tell you how many times I sent him text messages and say, thank you so much for allowing me to do what I love. Thank you so much for being the father that you are. Now, I want to address the next phase of this point. So many people say, well, if you know that Michael has to do so much for the kids, why do you get so angry that he puts the kids over you? Because Michael also made a lot of other promises at the beginning of our marriage. And that was to put me above all others. I don't know if you guys have heard of these things. They're called vows. Some people say them, some people don't. We did. And in the vows, he said specifically that he took me and put me above all others, or forsaking all others, or whatever it was. And throughout our marriage, he has lost his role as a husband to fully embrace his role as a father. But Jamie, aren't you glad that he's a good father? Yes, of course I'm glad he's a good father. It literally is, it's such a painful question to me because it literally hurts my brain when people ask me that, because I can't imagine how anyone could think that I wouldn't be glad that he was a good father. Well, what do you mean he puts his kids before you? Okay, now I can understand that because maybe some people don't understand what I'm talking about. Sometimes men fall into the role of being a father to such a degree, and it also happens to women, and they end up with the Madonna complex, right? But we don't talk about it with men as much because it's not as common. Sometimes men fall into the role of being a father to such a degree that the role of being a husband comes so, it's almost as if it's just an extension of being a father. Like, let me make sure that she knows when the kids' soccer games are. Let me make sure she's, she's my partner. So let me make sure she blah, 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 blah. Now, somebody says, well, aren't you, you're asking a lot from him. Okay, but I do both. But I am a full-time mother, despite my travel schedule. I am a full-time mother. I plan all the birthday parties. I do all the Girl Scout cookie stuff. I fill out all the forms. Okay, that's a lie. He does the lunch forms. I will not take that away from him. And he enrolls them in school. I set up all the play dates. I buy all the clothes, although he did buy bathing suits for this vacation. See, I don't want to shortchange him, but I'm saying primarily I do 90% of motherly duties and he picks up the other 10%. But I also plan dates. I also book babysitters. I also kiss him first. I also initiate sex. I also make sure that we do things with other couples. Like, I also make sure that my role as a wife is still there. Poor Michael. I don't get it. I don't get it. People saying poor Michael. I just don't fucking get it. I work, I make my own money, I take care of my kids, I allow him, I afford him the same freedom he affords me when he wants to go play golf for 5 days, when he needs to be away for 3 days. I suck his dick all the way to the back. And you're still saying poor Michael. I don't get it. I literally don't get it. And you know what? The truth is, some of you just are annoyed that I have a life outside my children because some of you don't. Some of you are just annoyed that I'm not Southern. Some of you are annoyed that I do coffee talk. Some of you are annoyed that you saw my nipples. Some of you are just fucking annoyed. There's nothing I can do. I don't have a conventional relationship, I guess, but I feel like I do. I'm in it every day. I wake up every day. I put my feet on the floor. I'm Michael's wife. I'm Olivia, Max, and Charlie's mother. I'm a producer. I'm a writer. I'm a creator. I'm an author. I'm a coffee talker. I'm a friend. This is a partnership. How would you feel without him? Whole, but not, if that makes sense. How would I feel without him? I would feel sad. I mean, there have been numerous times in our marriage where we almost didn't make it, and I had to really resolve the fact that maybe we wouldn't be together, and I was very sad. I love Michael. Like, this is the thing that I don't think people get. You know, I love my husband, but have you ever been in a room with 100 people who are not Bradley Cooper? Have you ever been in a room full of people and still felt alone? If you think you can't be in a partnership and at times still feel alone, then you've never been married. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. I'm not going to have some surface fake conversation about marriage with you guys. I can't do it. Like, I am sure there are people who will go online and say, marriage is wonderful. It's amazing. The writing is obviously on the wall. You're the only, I mean, like, that comment doesn't even make sense. Like, if you're going to comment, you have to at least make, like, your comment has to make sense. What I'm trying to explain to you is I take everything into consideration, right? Michael's a lot older than me. He's 13 and a half years older than me. He's at a different phase of his career and his life. He really wants to slow down. I'm not in the slow down phase yet. When I'm 56, I will probably be slowing down. But knowing me, maybe not, because my mother is 72 and not slow at all. Here's the thing. I'm battling a lifetime of perspective from people who believe that the woman should be grounded. I understand what I'm up against. Here's the thing. The trolls don't really bother me. It's not the trolls. It's the people that I value, the people who have been here a long time, who feel that I am not giving Michael his due, like, appreciation. I need you guys to understand. Michael knows how appreciated he is in this marriage. I can't thank I just laid in bed with this man last night holding his hand and literally said to him, I don't think you understand how grateful I am that you provide vacations like this for our children. For me, for you, we went on a date last night. We dropped the kids off. We went on a date. We ate food together. We laughed. We talked about Lent and Jesus' sacrifice and the sacrifice that we make for Jesus. I mean, we have real conversation. And then we held hands and walked back to pick up our children. And I was so grateful. And I laid in bed with him last night to tell him how grateful I am. Michael knows how grateful I am. But y'all need to understand that Michael signed up for this. He is a grown man who signed up for a marriage with a woman who did not want to move to Alabama. I lived in LA and had a tremendous career that was important to me. And I'm not ashamed to say that my job is important to me. It is important to me. I've worked so hard for it. And yes, I work hard at my marriage. And yes, I work hard for my children, but I also work hard for my job. And everybody's acting like I finagled or bamboozled Michael into this situation. Like I swindizzled him, okay? Like he woke up one day and was like, oh, I'm in a marriage with a woman who wants to work. Y'all, he knew what he was getting into. He signed up for this. He literally looked me in the face when he proposed to me and said, I know it won't be easy. And I know living in Alabama is not conducive for your career, but I will make it work for you if you will make it work. And I said, yes. So here we are. And I understand that people go, but you just don't seem appreciative. You come on here bashing Michael. Okay, fair. Fair. It does feel like I come on here sometimes and bash Michael. I don't think that I ever bash him, but it does feel sometimes that I complain about my marriage. The problem with women, the problem that women have is that a lot of times we say to men what we need. This is my need, it's not being met. This is my need, it's not being met. The man continues to not meet the need, and the woman starts to feel like she's going crazy. because an apology without changed behavior is just manipulation. Now, I'm not saying that Michael is purposefully manipulating me, but first of all, show me a woman that doesn't ever complain about her husband, and I'll show you a woman who's not married. Second of all, there are things that I need in the marriage that he promises me every 3 months he's going to do or give me, and then doesn't. And yes, it is hard. And yes, it is marriage. I don't believe in, just walking away or any of those things. I think when a woman decides to leave, she has had it all the way up to fucking here. Okay? So I'm not there yet. But I need to keep it 100% with you guys. I don't know if we'll make it till the end. I'd like to think that we will, but I don't know that we will. And I try to keep it honest with you guys because I think there are other people out there that need to hear honesty. Because I didn't have anything like this when I got married. Nothing. Look, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything, but I do think the fact that you show up for me every day and you love me and you pray for me means you deserve further understanding. It's like when a Kardashian says, you have no idea what's going on in my life. Bitch, I'm on season 16 of your freaking reality show. 16 years. Don't tell me I have no idea what's going on in your life and that I don't deserve to have further understanding of a situation that you've asked me and welcomed me to come in on. So when I do coffee talk and people want further clarification about things, I do feel I owe it to you because you've been riding with me for 4 years. Some of you are ride or dies with me. Like you're like, Jamie, if Jamie don't like it today, I don't like it today. That's what it is. So this is it. You're on you started with me with Jersey Belle. You're on season 9 of Jersey Belle, basically, at this point. So yes, I do feel that I owe you further explanation on certain things. I'm a good person. I'm not a great person. I'm a good person who tries better. I try to show up for people. I make mistakes. I try to be honest about those mistakes. My marriage is not perfect. Inside voice, please. Sorry, Sandra. But I do feel I owe you further explanation. And right now, the explanation I have is that I will never fit into whatever little box of women or marriage or whatever that makes you comfortable. I will never be the traditional. Now, I know this is going to raise red flags for some people, but just hear me out. I will never be the traditional Christian. I will never be the traditional white girl. I will never be the traditional wife, the traditional mother. I've never fit into a box. Some women thrive on that. They want to blend. They don't want attention. They don't want to stand out. They just want to live. I was never that chick. Never. My mother caught me breakdancing on cardboard boxes when I was 11 years old outside my house. And I was like, I'm 150% going to be in a fucking rap video. Like, you don't even know, Susan. I'm about to be in Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. And my mom was like, Breakin' what? Who are you? You're a Jewish white girl from New Jersey. And I was like, nah, Susan, you're not seeing me right. She was like, oh my God, kill me now. Okay, I've never been traditional. I don't know anything about it. I don't know how to, I just don't know how to do it, y'all. I just don't know how. Okay, so I'm just out here living the best way I can live, loving people back to life. I just want people to know that they are seen and they are heard and they are loved, and that if I can't love you all the way to the end of healing, God can love you. I just want you to know, for me, it's just, you don't have to love me every day. Just know I love you every day. And whatever you're going through and whatever you need, I'll try to meet that in whatever conversation I can start or whatever honesty I can bring. I just love you. That's it. And Michael's good. Michael's straight. Michael's at the buffet right now getting his grub on. Michael is so happy. Let me tell you something. I know how, look, y'all. I know how to dust Michael off. Y'all never need to worry about Michael. Michael is, I promise you, like Dion said in what's that movie? Clueless. My man is satisfied. Okay? Michael doesn't really have issues in this marriage, to be honest. If you ask Michael if he has any issues in this marriage, you know what Michael would say? Because he loves me so much, he would say, my biggest issue in this marriage is that I know that my wife needs me to do certain things I can't do. That is my biggest issue. That's how much he loves me. He recognizes it. Anyway, I do love you. Thank you for being on like season 900 of my crazy reality show. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you. I don't know. For everybody who loves Breakin' as much as I do. I could be Turbo, you could be Ozone, or we could, you know, flip it. Whatever. I'll be Kelly, the white girl who saves the dance studio, or thinks she does, but really Turbo and Ozone saved it. My God. My God. All right. I really do love you guys. I'm gonna, no, the less traditional are not wrong. Absolutely. Let me make that crystal clear. The people who are traditional, my hat goes off to you. Do you think my life wouldn't be much easier if I could be a little more traditional? It would be. It would be. So to the more traditional women, I salute you. I strive to be a little bit more like you, if I'm being honest. All right. I love you guys so, so, so much. Please go to stateofstylegewelry.com, stateofstylegewelry.com, and look at all the new stuff we put up. I love the nameplates. Thank you to everybody who bought sideways crosses yesterday, the State of Style Jewelry crosses. I love them. Thank you so much. Stateofstylegewelry.com. You can go there. I'm going there now to check the inventory. I love you guys so much today. Have a great, great day.